Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramakrishnaaya. Letters of Swami Vivekananda. Arise, awake, onward. I only tell you this, that whoever reads this letter will imbibe my spirit. Have faith, onward. Swami Vivekananda. Letter number 36. A letter returned to Reverend R.A. Hume from Detroit, March 29th, 1894. Dear brother, footnote. Reverend R.A. Hume, the director of a mission in India, who wrote to Swami Vivekananda from Auburndale, Massachusetts on March 21st, 1894, in an obvious attempt to draw him into a public debate. Mr. Hume was born in India and started his letter with Swami Vivekananda, my fellow countrymen from India. His thesis was that the missionaries were justified in what they did in India and how they spoke about her abroad, and that Swamiji was misrepresenting India and the Christian missionaries in Detroit and other places in the United States of America. Dear brother, your letter just reached me here. I am in a hurry, so excuse a few points which I would take the liberty of correcting you in. In the first place, I have not one word to say against any religion or founder of religion in the world. Whatever you may think of our religion, all religions are sacred to me. Secondly, it is a misstatement that I said that missionaries do not learn our vernaculars. I still stick to my statement that few, if any, of them pay any attention to Sanskrit. Nor is it true that I said anything against any religious body, except that I do insist on my statement that India can never be converted to Christianity. And further, I deny that the conditions of the lower classes are made any better by Christianity, and add that the majority of southern Indian Christians are not only Catholics, but what they call themselves caste Christians. That is, they stick close to their caste. And I am thoroughly persuaded that if the Hindu society gives up its exclusive policy, 90% of them would rush back to Hinduism with all its defects. Lastly, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for calling me your fellow countryman. This is the first time any European foreigner, born in India though he be, has dared to call a detested native by that name. Missionary or no missionary? Would you dare call me the same in India? Ask your missionaries born in India to do the same, and those not born to treat them as fellow human beings. As to the rest, you yourself would call me a fool if I admit that my religion or society submits to be judged by strolling globe-trotters or story writers' narratives. My brother, excuse me, what do you know of my society or religion though born in India? It is absolutely impossible. The society is so closed, and over and above, everyone judges from his preconceived standard of race and religion. Does he not? Lord bless you for calling me a fellow countryman. There may still come a brotherly love and fellowship between the East and West. Yours fraternally, Vivekananda. Letter number 37. From New York, 9th April 1894. Dear Alasinga, I got your last letter a few days ago. You see, I am so very busy here and have to write so many letters every day that you cannot expect frequent communications from me. But I try my best to keep you in touch with whatever is going on here. I will write to Chicago for one of the books on the Parliament of Religions to be sent over to you. But by this time, you have got 2 of my short speeches. Secretary Sahib writes me that I must come back to India because that is my field. No doubt of that. But my brother, we are to light a torch which will shed a luster all over the country. We are to light a torch which will shed a luster over all India. So let us not be in a hurry. Everything will come by the grace of the Lord. I have lectured in many of the big towns of America and have got enough to pay my passage back after paying the awful expenses here. I have made a good many friends here, some of them very influential, of course. The orthodox clergymen are against me, and seeing that it is not easy to grapple with me, they try to hinder, abuse and vilify me in every way. And Mazumdar has come to their help. He must have gone mad with jealousy. He has told them that I was a big fraud and a rogue. And again in Calcutta, he is telling them that I am leading a most sinful life in America, especially unchaste. Lord bless him. My brother, no good thing can be done without obstruction. It is only those who persevere to the end that succeed. I believe that the Satya Yuga golden age will come, when there will be one caste, one Veda, and peace and harmony. This idea of Satya Yuga is what would revivify India. Believe it. One thing is to be done if you can do it. Can you convene a big meeting in Madras, getting Ramnath or any such big fellow as the president, and pass a resolution of your entire satisfaction at my representation of Hinduism here, and send it to the Chicago Herald, Inter-Ocean, and the New York Sun, and the commercial advertiser of Detroit, Michigan? Chicago is in Illinois. New York Sun requires no particulars. Detroit is in the state of Michigan. Send copies to Dr. Barrows, chairman of the Parliament of Religion, Chicago. I have forgotten his number, but the street is Indiana Avenue. One copy to Mrs. J. J. Bagley of Detroit, Washington Avenue. Try to make this meeting as big as possible. Get hold of all the big bucks who must join it for the religion and country. Try to get a letter from the Mysore Maharaja and the Diwan approving the meeting and its purpose, so of Kathdi. In fact, as big and noisy a crowd as you can. The resolution would be of such a nature that the Hindu community of Madras who sent me over express its entire satisfaction in my work here, etc. Now try if it is possible. This is not much work. Get also letters of sympathy from all parts you can, and print them and send copies to the American papers as quickly as you can. That will go a long way, my brethren. The Brahmo Samaj fellows here are trying to talk all sorts of nonsense. We must stop their mouths as fast as we can. Up, boys, and put yourselves to the task. If you can do that, I am sure we will be able to do much in future. Old Hinduism forever. Down with all liars and rogues. Up, up, my boys. We are sure to win. As to publishing my letters, such parts as ought to be published may be published. For our friends till I come. When once we begin to work, we shall have a tremendous boom. But I do not want to talk without working. I do not know, but G.C. Ghosh and Mr. Mitra of Calcutta can get up all the sympathizers of my late Gurudeva, adorable teacher, to do the same in Calcutta. If they can, so much the better. Ask them, if they can, to pass the same resolutions in Calcutta. There are thousands in Calcutta who sympathize with our movement. However, I have more faith in you than in them. Nothing more to write. Convey my greetings to all our friends for whom I am always praying. Yours, with blessings, Vivekananda. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.